when we get there, she told him, "What are you doing with your life? Why you need to work with people? That's your real path, and you need to discover again yourself and think how you're going to help people because that's the reason that you are here." But for me, it was his path. I wasn't included at the time. And then my brother again sent me this information about a course of how to learn to channel. And I told my husband, you should do this. Maybe this is a way to start. And the girl at the time told me, you need to do it too.
Okie dokie. Well, we're live. I'm here with Caro, our head of experience, and has been one of the influential forces in growing Ocóyái. I'm really excited to get some time to spend with you, to talk with you, and to really explore your life, your practice, what you're up to now. So there's no place that we need to start at. I guess I'll throw the ball over to your court. Would you mind explaining a little bit about you and your life?
It's kind of rare because actually I had a podcast and I'm so nervous to talk with you. But okay, I'm Caro. I live in Medellin, Colombia. My story in this part is kind of crazy. If you ask Caro 20 years back, she would think that I'm really crazy right now because this was not something that I was used to do, feel, think. I grew up in a normal Catholic family here in Colombia. Actually, my dad was a theologist, so I always had like a different vision of God, but not like a free version of it. Just that my dad tried to teach us that you can talk to him directly and that you don't need like to go to mass and the church, etc., but that you need to respect like the idea of the religion, right? So that was my relationship with God at the time. I grew up like a normal girl here. I studied business administration. I ended up my career and I started working at 18 years old. So I was not thinking about knowing myself or plant medicines or whatever. At the time, I met my husband today, but at that time we were only 1 year and a half together. I actually met him because of your wife.
Yeah, for those that don't know, it's a funny story. Like,
Yeah.
Your husband dated my wife
Yeah,
like way before,
exactly.
and then you guys became like best friends.
Yeah. And I actually met him because he was my best friend boyfriend. And then thing happened. She ended up with my cousin. I ended up with him. And 13 years later, we reached out again. And 1 year later, we just get married.
Wow.
And it was very funny because the first person I asked permission was Aleja. And Gabriel has a very important place for me, not only because he's my husband, but also because he shows me this path in so many different ways. But when we get married, we were thinking about something else. We want to be entrepreneurs. We want to have our own business. I was working at the time in an airline, so many different things. And before COVID, we started a business together. We put all our money in this factory, and we wanted to work with some like electric stuff, lighting stuff, and things like that. Because Gabriel was working at the time on that, and we put all our resources on that business. Then COVID started, then we lost everything.
Oh man, yeah, that was a rough time.
Yeah, and at that time, Gabriel is psychology, psychology, and at that time he started thinking again to go back to his profession and start work with people again, but he didn't know how to do it. So my brother gave us a gift and gave us a session with this girl that channel angels and things like that. And when we get there, she told him, "What are you doing with your life? Why you need to work with people? That's your real path, and you need to discover again yourself and think how you're going to help people because that's the reason that you are here." But for me, it was his path. I wasn't included at the time. And then my brother again sent me this information about a course of how to learn to channel. And I told my husband, you should do this. Maybe this is a way to start. And the girl at the time told me, you need to do it too. There was no, it's not for me. I don't believe in this. I had in the past like experiences with channeling things and some people that told me that I had like some gifts or some tools that I can use, but I didn't believe in this. Not even in oracles or nothing, just nothing. And I listened to this girl and she just told me, let's do something. Don't pay me anything for you. Just pay for your husband. Start the course with us. And if you like it, you paid it. If you don't like it, it's okay. And I started that course with him and it just changed my life.
Wow.
And I started to feel and remember a lot of things, not from this life, like from other lives. And I started to feel this witch in me that I didn't recognize at all. And I say, okay, let's do this and see what happens. And we started this kind of crazy path at the beginning because we didn't know what are we going to do. We didn't have money, a lot of debt with banks, with family.
I know the feeling.
Yeah, you know the feeling. We just at the time had like 5 million pesos, 500 million pesos in debt. And I started to look for a job and just told him, this is your mission, so I'm going to work and you start whatever you wanted to do. And he started to open this therapeutic space that at the time was called De la Mente al Alma, from the mind to the soul. And we start to create social media things and learn from that too, and videos and stuff that we wanted to share, especially if he wanted to share at the time. But for me, it was like more than I'm going to make to know myself and understand this. And for him was like, I need to put this on service. But it was a little chaotic at the time because there was so many things that were growing up in us, but also we were losing all the things that we used to think that we were.
Yeah, it's like
So
a complete evolution. I've been in
yeah,
that space, and then in some cases am in that space now. It's like everything you knew about yourself is changing. You're launching a business, which is a lot of chaos to begin with, and the spiritual mission and purpose and growth of the business are happening almost as a separate entity all at the same time. It can be overwhelming.
yeah, exactly. So I was very overwhelming, as you say, because I need to work and I need to make all the money that we need at the time and also pay to banks and etc. And he was like trying to understand what his mission was and how to work with people because he didn't want to just go back and be the psychologist that he learned to be at the university. He needs to also discover how to do it. And yeah, it was this crazy time. At some point, it was so chaotic that we actually uh, told at the time that we need to get separate, that our marriage was, that we needed to put in an ending too, because um, we were changing so much that we didn't know if we were at the same path again, that if
Mhm.
we were falling in love again of the people that we were becoming at the time. So even on our marriage, we need to pause everything and sit and talk who we are now and what we want from this relationship and how are we going to work together to this new adventure that life is
Mhm.
giving us. So there were so many things that we lost at the time. At first, our family support, some a couple of friends too, a lot of people telling us that we were crazy, that we were just ruining our lives,
Yeah.
and it was really really hard because you didn't have someone to understand you at the time,
Mhm.
someone to talk to and really understand what were your feelings and fears. And yeah, we only got each other, but we didn't know how to talk each other too. So it was kind of difficult at the time.
Yeah.
And
I think
yeah,
that's a really good point that I kind of want to add. I don't think people understand like what you're describing here, how difficult this actually is. And I think that a lot of people that create businesses, especially spiritual businesses, it's kind of like walking through the valley of death.
yeah,
You know,
exactly.
it's like financial pressure. That's putting a lot of strain on your relationship. You're changing, and you're not sure if the person you're with is going to be the person to walk with you. So you're trying to navigate that. You're trying to figure out what you're doing, and you've got at this point the responsibility of providing for the entire household and
Yeah,
trusting that your partner is going to build something beautiful, and you've got everybody else telling you like you're losing friends. The same process happened to me, and still some aspect is happening. It's like the amount of people that you can really trust is very, very, very small, and it feels very alone.
yeah, exactly. I think I'm lucky because through all my changes, I have Aleja and Vero that also my best friend that we met each other at high school and we have been together all these 23 years.
Wow.
But even sometimes with them, it was kind of difficult to describe what I was feeling and make them understand all the changes that I was living at the time. But they were very patient with me and very like open-minded to try to understand what I was uh, feeling at the time. And in a very beautiful way, life also put us together in this path because Saleh has started. his own journey, and Vero also.
Yeah.
So
LA is going through what you went through a couple of years
yeah,
ago right now.
exactly. And Vero too, actually.
Oh, wow.
I was the first, but yeah, for me it was like lucky to have them, but very hard for me because I'm very close to my mom, to my family, and my mom was really hard for me at that time. She didn't understand what I was choosing, what I was doing with my life, and she started to criticize my decisions and my beliefs because I also changed my looks also because
Mm.
it was so many changes at outside and inside of me. And my brother was kind of worried. He is very supporting and he had his own journey and this actually he started first my family, but he was kind of confused because um, he didn't know if we were just like rushing and giving all away or if we were really understanding what we were doing at that time. And yeah, it was a lot of confusion. And also at that moment, Gabriel's daughter decided to come to live with us.
Mm.
So if you see that outside, it was the worst moment to make that decision. But we just say, okay, let's do it. Let's do this. We don't know how it's going to be, but let's do this. And yeah, we didn't have money and we were stressed all the time because um, everything was just dying, as you say.
Yeah.
At that time, the first thing I connect with was the with the titles. I started to study it, and I just discovered this new language for me. It was not like learning something new. It was like remembering something that I had inside of me because these archetypes and these cards and these oracles start to talk to me in this very different way, but it was like I know this language. I don't know why, but I know this language. So that was like my first tool in this part, and I love it. I integrated it and I use it a lot. And I found a really good teacher at the time who taught me about this oracle, not just like a tool to learn from memory, just to feel and understand what it really means and integrate each of one of those archetypes in our life and understand what really the meaning is and why you how you could actually understand and represent your journey through these archetypes journey using this tool. So it was for me it was like God helping me in so many ways with that tool at the time. Later I one day just one day saw something in Instagram that say, do you want to learn about the Akashic Records? I didn't know what was the Akashic
Mm.
Records. And I just felt inside of me a yes. And I just talked to this girl and started to study that. And there was also for me the same, this huge connection with this idea that we have other existences and that you could actually um, have information from those existences and so many youth at the same time living their own experience. So I studied that, and that also opened for me a new way of see and understand reality and understand myself. And yeah, at the time, Gabriel was also study another things and discovering himself and trying to understand the way he wants to work with people, to be not like the psychology thing, how to like put together the mind, but also the soul, the spiritual thing that we all have. How can I explain people that we are just no mind, and that we need to understand our spirit and our soul and our lessons and why we're here and why shit happens and how can we understand all that. But yeah, we started at that time that way, one day at a time, learning to be patient, learning a lot of things about our relationship with money, how money is an energy, and how we need to start to honor that energy in a very different way, because we were living from this way of thinking that money wasn't enough, and we complain a lot all the time. And we start to understand that we need to change that vision that we had about money and start to say thank you and connect with gratitude, and start thinking, yeah, we cannot go to travel, but we have food, we have our homes, we have light, internet, simple things, and that is enough, and that make us rich actually. So we start thinking that way, and a lot of things changes at the time too. At least we didn't feel so overwhelming. We start to see that life wasn't so hard. And but he received a message that he had to lose everything to gain everything. And at the time, we didn't understand what that meant. Like a year later, we start to receive information about medicines, about different medicines. The first one that we received was therapy. I don't know how to say that in English.
For people that don't know yet, so it's primarily tobacco, some depending on the tribe, some other Amazonian plants. But yes, primarily a tobacco-based snuff.
So we first connected with it. And then we just watched this documentary on Netflix, How to Change Your Mind. And
yep, Michael Pollan, great.
Yeah, exactly. And that was like, whoa, what is this? And how are we going to connect with it? And I asked my brother, and he told me, oh, yeah, I know it. I did ayahuasca 2 times. And I also went to a mushroom ceremony. And he just told me, I know somebody who can sell you the medicine, and maybe you can try it. And it was the same thing. I yes for me. I didn't ask how to do this. I didn't have like a minute of doubt on myself. I just told Gabriel, we need to do this. So we just tell Gabriel started to go to her mom's house and arrange things in our home and have them the medicine. And wow, was this crazy trip. We were like 13, 14 hours receiving information. The first
oh wow.
time. Yeah.
That's a long ceremony.
Yeah, a long ceremony. So many things, so many understandings, so many insights, so many crying. It was crazy but beautiful at the time. And we did like maybe 2 or 3 ceremonies first, all of them too long, all of them very overwhelming and crazy and beautiful. But we start to understand that we have another mission here. I start to understand that this was also my part. It wasn't just Gabriel's mission, that I need to be with him on this. And for us, was a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful experience because also helped us to understand our marriage, who we were at the time, and how we wanted to continue together in this life. Through the medicine, we heal a lot from our relationship, from our childhood. We talk about our fears. We talk about our pain. And it was like a really permission to actually meet your partner, because we tend to hide a lot of things. We tend to um, believe a lot of things because we are so scared that the other one is going to leave us that we hide a lot. And with the medicine, we really get naked. That's the way I see it, because we talk a lot about our problems, our fears, our pain, our childhood, our experiences back in life, and understand that it wasn't easy, but it was our choice to be here, that we need to remember why we were here. And yeah, we start to understand the medicine, to study, and to integrate ourselves with the medicine at that time. And at some point, we started to think we need to guide people through this medicine. We need to understand how can we heal, or what's our thought at the time. How can we help people to heal using this medicine? But again, a lot of people against us when we started to talk about it. We didn't know how, but one time my mom received a call from one of my aunties that one neighborhood from here where I live just called her and told her that we were selling drugs in our apartment, and that she was trying to get us away from here. So that for us was like, we need to stop this. We need to understand how to do it, because people is not understanding this, and we are going to receive a lot of attacks because of this.
Yeah.
And so we need to stop this and really understand how we're going to make it. But it was very beautiful at the time. Gabriel's mom decided to participate in one ceremony, and she just trusts in us. She's a lady with a lot of depression problems, anxiety problems, and that it was beautiful because healed a lot their relationship, and showed us that when people really connect with the medicine, a lot of good things happen. So she was like our first person to trust in this process, and wow, her ceremony was very beautiful. She was talking with this tree that she was seeing, like if the tree were God, and all the branches were people, and all the leaves were family, and it was very beautiful. But because of all that chaos and threats and attacks outside, we decided to stop it at the time and just focus on the therapeutical space, and to the reading of the oracles and the Akashic Records and all this stuff.
Yeah, this is something I've seen as a pattern in my own life and the story you're telling me now, that I think it's useful to illustrate for people. If you decide to work with the medicines, get ready, like dig a trench, because it's like going to war.
Yeah.
And the amount of energy coming your way, both positive and negative, the amount of attacks, you will be tested in ways that you never thought of. And so it's almost like a rite of passage.
Yeah, exactly. And the first ceremony confirmed Gabriel this message that I told you before, that he lived to lose everything in order to gain everything. And at the time, we had our job, but we also have a car. So when he didn't have sessions with people, he works in the car, like doing Uber and that kind of thing. And one day at his birthday, actually, somebody stole the car.
Oh my God. Seriously?
Yeah,
Jesus. Yeah, that's a blow, when you're relying on it for, well, to survive.
exactly. So he just said that. He said, okay, they told me that I need to lose everything. And the only thing I have at the time was the car. And it was very difficult because he started to lose his way and he started to be very depressed. But we didn't know at the time. We didn't understand it at the time. I was so overwhelmed with my job and carrying our money and take care of Gabriel's daughter because I consider my daughter too. But she also bring a lot of challenges for me as a mother. And I was just feeling so alone at the time, and I didn't know how to help him to just see himself again as someone beautiful and important because he also lose his self-love in that journey. It was so hard that even we stopped using medicine because it was so much to understand, to feel, to deal with that we didn't want to receive more because we didn't know if we didn't know what we were going to do with this. If we receive more, we are going to lose our weight again.
Yeah.
But he was losing every day, a little bit of him. And just one day I called her best friend, his best friend, and told her, I need your help. We need to bring Gabriel back. I don't know how we're going to do it, but I need him back and I need your help to do this. So we talked to him and tried to make him understand that he needs help. I don't know, talk to other people, someone else, to help you understand where you're feeling and how are you going to work with it because he started to do nothing. I mean, he didn't sleep, didn't eat well, and if he had maybe one session, he was happy, but if I had one or two sessions, he gets angry because he didn't understand if I was working, why. Also, I had to work with people, and he had all the time in the world, and nothing was for him. And yeah, he said yes. At the time we met this lady, and he went there to talk to her, and she really helped him to understand why he was at the time at that way, and how he needs to work and meditate and believe again in him. And he started like to live again one day at a time, and feel what that day brings, and meditate and start to believe again, if this is my life, but what is the kind of message that I want to bring to people, and what is the kind of healing that I want to have with people, something like that.
Yeah,
And
the trial that forces the clarification of the vision, in other words.
Yeah. Exactly. I was so disconnected of myself that I wasn't aware that I was not depressed, but pretty close also. And Berio, my other friend, asked me at the time that she wanted to have a ceremony. So I told her, okay, let's do it, but let's do it together because I think that I need it. I need to reconnect again with the medicine, and I need to understand why I'm feeling this way because I was feeling so disconnected of living here, of being a human. I was angry with everything. And we asked Aleja to take care of us. And Gabriel also told us, I'm going to be there with you, but I'm not going to do medicine, just taking care of you guys. So we went, Aleja found this place that is La Ofrenda, and took us there to have our own ceremony, this beautiful forest and temple that has in there. And yeah, we had the ceremony. It was beautiful for me. I connected again. It was like this huge love that I received at the time. This huge like understanding of my feelings, my doubts, my fears, and this amount of love and just this word be like just trust in yourself, trust in your heart. And yeah, everything was like hugging me, the trees, the air. It was beautiful. And Aleja just took care of me in this patient and silence and present way that it was amazing for me. And and when we were finished our ceremony the next day, that actually you were there the next day. That was the
Oh,
first
that was the
time.
day. That was the
Yeah,
first
that
time
was
we
the
met.
first time we met. Yeah.
Oh, wow. I didn't. Okay, now interesting. Now I'm kind of connecting the dots. That's
Yeah.
wonderful.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
I think I had been in a ayahuasca ceremony the night
Yeah.
before as well. So
Uh-huh.
I was also coming straight in off the medicine.
Exactly. And being there, Andres, the guy who's the owner of that place, he asked Gabriel if we gave medicine to people. And we did at the time, no, we're actually not doing it. And he said to him, I think you should do it because there's a lot of people that need to be take care during the ceremonies and after the ceremony. So there is a lot of people coming here just uh, give the ceremony, have the ceremony, give the medicine, but I see a lot of people that didn't know what to do with the information after. And I think you could do that in that way. And that opens in Gabriel like a new door, that message. And when we came home, he started to meditate in like 8 days, 10 days later, he told me, I know what we need to do. And I know what we need to do with the medicine. And he named it alquimia psicodélica. How do you say that?
Psychedelic alchemy?
Alchemy. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And we changed the name of this project to Cat Alchemy, Alchemy House. Because what he understood at the time is that was our mission to help people to do their own alchemy. How you became yourself involved and what that meant. So we start again to study medicine. He just channeled the whole process with people, what we need to do before the ceremony, in the ceremony, and after the ceremony. And we start to read a lot of books and try to find information to help us how people is working right now guiding ceremonies in a therapeutical way, not just the spiritual and the ancestral way, integrated into this therapeutical way. And we start to learn all these things, to think how we wanted to make it. And 1 month later, we were doing our first ceremony at your house.
Yeah. That was in the teepee, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. We asked Aleja to join us in this project, to be our doctor in the project, and to help us with all the process of taking care of people. And Vero just wanted to say, I don't know why, but I need to be there too. So we said, okay, let's do this. And we start at your house with 3 people. And I decided to participate in the first ceremony also. And it was so beautiful. For the first time, I just saw my husband, and so this is his place. He's actually shining here, and there was a lot of love and like, I don't know, we just felt like if heaven was supporting us in doing that. And it was very beautiful, and the city was very this beautiful energy that it had. For us was like a gift at that moment that Aleja offered that space that you have, and that you, with your open hands, let us to do that in your place. It was very important for us because you, at the end, was one of the first persons that actually support us to do this.
Oh, I'm honored. Yeah, that was the origin story behind the Coyotepe. When I was exploring the idea of reciprocity and how we could say run ceremonies in the space without charging for it, and also I knew how difficult it was to have a medicine altar but have nowhere to serve it. I experienced the same when I got my Wachuma medicine altar from Abuela Gloria. So I'm really, really glad that we had that opportunity. And I guess you could say, like, although we weren't very good friends by this point, we started our spiritual journey together more or less at that moment.
Yeah, exactly. I met you, the first time I met you was actually on a Temazcal with the Abuela Gloria, that Aleja invited us to your house. But at the time you weren't together. This was the first time that Aleja saw you again.
Okay, got it.
Okay.
Yep. She kept strategically leaving things at my house, or her mom left stuff at my house.
Yeah, exactly. So if you look at that way, it is like we were being together in a separate way, but together in all this.
Yeah, there's definitely a connection there throughout my own spiritual journey. First with the Temazcal that Abuela Gloria had at my house that I was guarding, and then through the Coyotepe, which sort of reflects the Camino Rojo red path that I went through, and then now with Ocóyái and the Maloca. So 3 beautiful temple symbols there.
Yeah. I remember that when we had our first ceremony at your house, you were also doing ayahuasca, and
Sure.
and you show up at the end and start to singing for us, and it was very beautiful.
Oh, thank you.
It was like this perfect way to finish our first ceremony, and we haven't forgot. We always remember that time, that specific moment when you arrive with joy and start and just bring your guitar and start to sing for us. Yeah, we have like 3, 4 ceremonies at your house at the time, and we didn't care if it was for one person and 2, 3, 4. We just start to do it with all our love and just trusting in the way. And it was, of course, the question, how are we going to live? because of course we need money, we need to survive, but we didn't want to do this, and still today we don't want to do this because of the money. I continue to work myself, and I had this crazy love working and also helping Gabriel with all things in Alchemia. But for the first time, it didn't feel overwhelming. It just was okay. It was what we needed to do. And we started to change our language and our message. And finally, like, it was like if we found our words, our real language, and how we wanted to do it. And Gabriel had a birthday ceremony at your house again. It was the last time that we did our ceremonies at your house. And you weren't there, I think.
Probably at another ayahuasca ceremony.
Yeah, probably.
I was supporting an altar there at one of our friends, and I was also taking quite a bit on my own. This was sort of early on in my own exploration of the medicine. So yeah, I was probably at an ayahuasca ceremony.
Yeah. It was also beautiful. Aleja joined us for a little bit. Gabriel had this incredible experience that made him really believe in what we were doing, in the choices that we were making, and that this was our life mission. It was like a confirmation. And yeah, we changed the place. We start to make the ceremonies in La Ofrenda. And we start to each ceremony was a complete training lesson at first. And we start to understand that we need to take care of people not only in the therapeutical way, also in the spiritual way, the importance of the music, the energy, clean the space, to receive message, to just be, this kind of human, just be the witch, the wisdom, the love, all the things that we need to put in this service. One day, after one of our ceremonies, we went to your house and we had this incredible experience with MDMA.
Oh yeah, it was intense. That was the first time that I've gotten visions off of MDMA.
Yeah,
it was insane.
It was insane. And was the first time that we actually talked and know a little bit of each other.
Yeah, that was really wonderful. I'm trying to find a good supply of MDMA. I've got some leads, but it's very difficult to get it in its pure form that is not adulterated by amphetamines. So as soon as I find some, I'll let you know. We'll repeat it.
Yeah, it was incredible, and it felt so much love between all of us, with Aleja and Gabriel. I think they also hear a lot of things of their story. We had the chance to meet each other. I don't know, it was like, for me, it was like love and perfection, and everything was like okay in that moment. And yeah, it was crazy because I was having these visions and Aleja was having the same visions at the same time. And I just connect with my heart. And I remember that I spent a lot of time like praying and just feeling so grateful inside of me. And so humble of this mission and this opportunity to be here and to love the existence and this beautiful way of make peace with being a human, because I was having so many problems with that at the time. I think it's very common that when people start this spiritual path, they start to fight with the humanity.
Yeah.
So for me, it was like also like a reconciliation with my humanity, and feel this incredible love and gratitude for my family, for my life, for my husband, for my daughter, for my pets, my dogs and my cats, for my friends, and start to see my life as this incredible and beautiful journey and opportunity to actually discover myself and be the better version of myself that I can be. And I start to understand that we are here to remember that love is everything, and that we need to remember that this world gave us the idea that we are separate from love. And the thing that we need to remember is that we are not separate from love. We are love, and we need to live and believe that everything we do is a love act. Everything.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe 1-2 months later, Gabriel also has this vision, and he just told me one day, think of us like if we were bees, and we need to, as the bees go to the nature, polinizando. How do you say that?
Say it one more time.
Polinizando, lo que hacen las abejas.
Pollinating.
Yeah. So he told me we need to do the same thing, but with love. We need to put in all person that we work with the seed of love in their hearts, and take care of that seed grow up. That's our mission, and that's how we describe it. And yeah, the ceremonies start to grow at the time. We decided that we didn't want to have more than 13, 14 people at ceremony, because we really wanted to have the time and really take care good all the people that we had.
Mm-hmm.
And at the same time, all the therapeutical accompaniment that we wanted to do, not only in ceremony, to start to grow as well. And when we thought that we were finally like understanding everything, I lost my job. And at the time, I started to feel this huge pain on my knee. And the doctor told me, you need to have a surgery again. It was my third surgery. And this all happened at the same time. I lost my job and I need to have the surgery. So again, we were thinking like, how are we going to do? How are we going to live? And it was again this message of you need to trust. Just how many times we would show you that if you trust, everything is taken care of. And yeah, that's what we did. I finished my job. I had my surgery. I had a lot of hard time with my surgery because I had this abnormal pain on me. It wasn't because of the surgery. It was like some damage in the nervous system. So the pain was huge. And I didn't know how to describe it, because I don't know if words are enough to describe the amount of pain that I was feeling at the time. But I just told God, I trust in you. I'm just going to take care of myself, and I know that you are taking care of my things, so I trust you. And it was that way. We didn't, if I look backwards, even if it was a lot of times that it was hard, we always had what we need. We always had food, our home, our things. We just had all that we need, and we still have it. And I decided to understand my surgery as a call to decide how I wanted to continue working in this world. And I decided to heal myself from that pain because I had a lot of another procedures trying to help me with the pain, but nothing works. I started to have this medicine. I mean, no plant medicine, traditional with traditional doctors. So they gave me a lot of things for pain, and that just was this huge damage for me and my mind. Even one at the time, I have this so much pain that they gave me like psychiatric drugs for pain, and that just made me crazy. I was lost, sleep, confused. I could stay the whole day just watching the window, thinking about nothing, feeling lost inside of me. And I just took that like 5 or 6 days, and I told Gabriel, I don't want it. I don't care if I'm going to die because of my pain, but I don't want this. I don't need this. This is the most horrible thing that people could take. This is not healing anything. It's just making it worse. I don't know how people live taking this kind of pills every day because it just puts you like in this zombie way.
Yeah.
You cannot feel anything.
Yeah, I had the same experience when I got injured in the army, and I froze off and had a couple of toes amputated. It was really extreme pain, but they gave me the drugs, and I took them for 2 days. Same thing as you did, and I gave them away the next morning. I was like, I can't do this. I'll deal with the pain, but I'm not going to go to sleep. And this was way before the medicine, so I really understand what you're saying.
Yeah, exactly. So I went to my doctor at the time. I had really good doctors, and I went to my doctor at the time that she was helping me with the pain. And I told her, I'm not going to take these pills. I'm going to heal myself with my own medicine because she knows that we were working with plant medicine, with psilocybin and all that kind of stuff. And she just told me, do what you need to do. Just tell me if you need my help. But I trust in you. I have nothing more to do with you. So trust in yourself. And I start to remember these stories, like the Joe Dispenza story, that they heal themselves just with their mind and send these vibes and energy to their body. And I just name it my knee and my pain and start to talk with them. And start to ask him, why are we having this pain? And what this pain means. And I just have this vision that it was like this scar on my nervous system that needed to repeat the feeling of the pain every time that I was stressed or sad or dealing with something difficult. The way that my nervous system responded was with pain. So I just imagined this big eraser and start to erase the scar. Every day in meditation, I started to do that. And by the end of the last year, I had not like a ceremony. I just had this small dose of medicine, and ask, and I just asked the medicine, please heal me, show me how to heal myself because I know that I can do it. And after that ceremony, the pain just
Wow.
disappeared. Just disappeared after a whole year having it. And the medicine just told me you are doing the right thing. You are understanding what your pain is telling you. You are understanding that you are used to hold a lot of things inside of you can that you don't speak about them. That you are just holding this, and all the things that you're holding are becoming pain in your body. So you need to release them. And you need to start to talk about the things that you actually feel, and you need to start to believe in what you have to say. And that's the way that I start to heal myself. And it has been this beautiful journey to understand that every time that the pain wants to start, I need to go back and check myself and see why I'm holding on inside of me. So, yeah, I understand that, yeah, it's true. We can heal ourselves just changing the way we think and sending whatever you want, good vibes, energy, good thoughts, telling yourself beautiful things every day, whatever you want, but it is possible to do it. So that was a big lesson for me last year. And by the end of the year, everything just started like to bloom, and the ceremonies continue, and people start to come here to Casa Alquimia, and we finally like start to have this project, um, like we finally see that this is real, this is a real thing, and that we can live and that we can be just focus on this because God is going to help us with the rest of our lives, and it's the way that it is until today. And it has been this beautiful, beautiful, beautiful process every day. We have new people trying to talk with us. Gabriel also has this idea to also have a community, not like yours, a community here in Medellin, having activities in presence. And I was at the time like, there's a lot of things to do, and you also wanted to have a community. And then you came and asked me to participate and help you with your project. And it was like, again, we are doing like the same thing in different ways.
Funny timing.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So yeah, I had a new job last year trying to, I guess, survive again, and again the life told me that that is not the way. You need to believe. You cannot work just for money. You need to focus yourself on things that are going to actually help and grow up your project or other people's projects, but not just any kind of job. So I ended at the job, and at the next day you go.
Very cool.
Yeah.
It's wonderful how that works.
Yeah. Yeah. So I remember that time telling God, I just trust in you. And if I need to work with Scottie and helping with this project, I'm going to do it with all my love because it's like we are brothers and we're doing the same thing in a different way, right? The same spirit thing. So yeah, and now here we are
Yeah.
working together.
Yeah, I've been getting this message from a lot of different people. So like yesterday, we had a Huachumera join the group, somebody who works with the Chuma or San Pedro. And she said, hey, I've been getting this message from the medicine to find and build community. And so that's why I'm here. And you got the same message from the mushrooms. I got the same message from ayahuasca. Same thing. Build community. Support people before and after. It's not the ceremony that's the biggest piece of this puzzle. It's the before and the after and the community aspect. And it's very interesting that right there, 3 different people across 3 separate messages or 3 separate medicines, same message.
Yeah, exactly. And it has been a very really beautiful experience too, because we didn't believe that there were so many people needed that space. And the first circle that we had, the first activity that we had, that is something that my brother calls like the El Laboratorio del Ser. And he is like a space to, like in a laboratory, experiment with ourselves and our spirituality. We had like, I don't know, 30 people. For us was like, there is a lot of people here, because we were used to have 10, 12, 8. And after that, our first circle was, everybody was saying, thank you for this space. We need a space where we can came here and just, doesn't matter if you're going to talk or if you just want to listen, but we need to believe that there is a lot of people out there that is having the same problems, feelings, and questions that we are having at this moment. And we need to trust that there is a community out there that is here to support us in our journey, because we are tired to feel alone. That was like everybody's message. Thank you, because we were tired to feel that we were alone in this fight. And that was also like a confirmation that we were doing what we have to do. And for me, what you're doing right now is this beautiful extension of what we were trying to do here locally. And it connects in such a beautiful way, because all the things that I see that is happening in Ocóyái community, I come here to our circles and I see the same thing.
Yeah.
The same feelings, the same issues that we are trying to understand. And that's the thing that always remember me. We are all the same. We are all connected. And we are all living the same struggles, and we can do it together. We don't need to do it alone.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. It's a really wonderful synergy and connection. And I'm so grateful to have your help and support as we grow, as we build this into the community that's literally building itself, getting our members involved and really making this what people need. Because as you mentioned, an online community, in-person community here in Colombia, same thing, same problems, same struggles, and really even like very similar interactions. And so I'm again blessed and lucky to have you. And I'm so very glad that we took this time to really dig into your story, to really explore that, because I didn't really even understand kind of the progression as you saw it, and seeing like our progression, yours and mine, and our family's progression, your relationship with Aleja as that's evolved over time, the challenges that you and Gabriel went through that very closely mirror what myself and Aleja have been through and am going through. It's really encouraging to see that. And thank you so much, Caro. I'm very grateful.
Thank you for what you're doing here for us. I think
for what we're doing.
Yeah, what we were doing, but it's just this feeling that you have inside when you met somebody the first time. And I haven't forget the first time I saw you, and I just felt something, and I didn't know at the time that we were working together like 2 years later, but it is so amazing how life just put you in the right way and bring you the right people at the exactly time that you need it. So for me, it's a blessing to have you in Alej's life and also in my life. And I really thank you for both of you every day in my prayers because I have discovered in you this amazing and sometimes hard to understand person and with this
Join the club.
with this beautiful heart. And even if we don't see us very much, we don't talk too much. I just feel your love and your passion and your doubts and your fears also with all these things that you're trying to build. And the only thing I just want you to remember that even if not here, you just can count on us. And we are doing the same thing with the same love, working with you, shoulders to shoulders with this great mission that we have in this very different way that we can do it. So thank you for arriving to our lives. And
Thank you so much for those words. I received them really, really gratefully. Well, that'll wrap up maybe one of the most touching to date podcasts that we've had so far. Thank you so much. If anyone wants to get to know Caro, send her a DM. And in the community, we're so happy to have everybody here. And thank you again, Caro. Please pass my best to Gabriel. And I'm looking forward to hopefully seeing you guys very soon, whether it's Aleja and I traveling out or you guys coming out here.
Yeah. That's the idea. Thanks a lot. Thank you.
Ciao, ciao.
Ciao.